Millionaires, good morning, millionaires. I hope you feel incredible this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach. Hold up.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We're going to bring the millionaire up out you.
Thank you. Please announce yourself.
Atlanta in the house.
Yeah, Atlanta's in the
All
house.
participants are muted.
I heard that. Atlanta was checking in. I love
Entry
it.
and exit tones are off.
I know I feel great being back in the city. My name is Haziq Ali, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Good Morning Millionaire. This is a show that we put together just for entrepreneurs. I don't know what kind of entrepreneur you are, but if you heard about this show, then chances are you're out here trying to make a difference. You're out here trying to solve problems. You're out here trying to grow your leadership. You're out here trying to grow your attitude so that we can begin to see the opportunities when they're around us. We're always surrounded by opportunities. Is that a fact? Appreciate that share, Jamal. When is our follow-up call happening, bro? Appreciate that share, crystal clear. Okay, Michelle's starting her morning off right. That's what I'm talking about. Hadassah's in the house. My man Dion, let him know where you checking in from. Okay, Mike, glad you in here, Mike Allison. So y'all know around here we're really big. We're really big on talking about what we call lifestyle syntax. If you've been here a while, you know what I'm referring to. We always say, if you don't like your lifestyle, don't just lament the lifestyle, look backwards at your results. If you don't like your results, don't just be like, oh, what's going on? You look backwards at your activity. If you don't like your activity, you look backwards at your attitude. And if you don't like your attitude, you look backwards at your philosophy. Now, I don't have time to go through all of that, but check this out. This is pretty important. Millionaires, philosophy is simply what you know. Philosophy is simply what you know. I was talking about it in Miami this weekend, and I think that it's important that you realize that what you're doing when you tune in every morning is you're working on your philosophy. You're bulletproofing your philosophy because what this world is about is you making good judgments. You don't want to judge things that are significant like they're insignificant. You don't want to weigh things that are really, really unimportant like they're important. Because what will happen is you'll start giving important time to insignificant things, insignificant issues, insignificant thoughts, insignificant people, insignificant opportunities. You know, every opportunity ain't good. Some are distractions, and distractions don't be looking like distractions till they're finished distracting you. You hear what I'm saying to you? But then there are opportunities to move closer to destiny. There's opportunities to believe in God. You know, we say goal over distraction. Do you believe in God? You know what I'm saying to you? So if this philosophy is what you know, if philosophy sets the sail of your life, it's attitude that gets you moving in that direction. This morning, we're going to talk about attitude. You hear me, Kim? Somebody say attitude and give me a share. Share this with somebody who you know is trying to work on their attitude, Alexandria. Attitude, Charlotte. Let's go, Dexter. Samaya's in the house starting her day off, right? Okay. There's Tammy. We was wondering where you was at, girl. There go Tammy. Okay. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, Kim. Yeah. Let Neff and Gerard and Monique and all of them know. All right, we're about to get this party started. It's a great day. Vita Lachey is in the house. All right, we're about to get this party started. Most fascinating thing that I find about attitude, y'all, is that while philosophy determines attitude, the reason you have to educate your philosophy is because attitude is a matter of choice. Somebody say that in the comments. Attitude is a matter of choice. Attitude is a matter of choice. Attitude is simply how you feel, but watch this. How you feel is a matter of choice. First, what you know sets the sail of your life. Now, how you feel starts taking you there. Now, there's all kinds of ways to feel. Am I right? You can feel good. You can feel bad. Here's one attitude. I show up to work. Yo, if this is all they pay, I'm not coming in here early. They're lucky I come in on time. I'm not staying late. They better get what they can get out of me because I'm out of here trying to act. Now, that's an attitude. Now, if we were to look at this person 3 years from now, would you say that attitude has begun to affect and infect all the other areas of that person's life? That's an attitude. It's an attitude that says, I deserve this extra dessert. There's an attitude that says, I ain't got the money to save right now. I deserve this new car, or I deserve this new pair of shoes or this bag, right? I deserve this new wig, right, ladies? That's an attitude. But what I want you to think about is, do you suppose that that attitude would greatly affect your life as the years unfold? Now, here's another attitude. No matter what they pay, I'm going to get here early. No matter what they pay, I'm going to stay late. I'm going to stay late and invest in my future. Again, do you feel like this attitude, if you carry that on through the rest of the life, will begin to affect this person? If you check back in on person number 2 3 years from now, do you feel like their life looks a little different from person number 1? Now, they might both start off at the same place, but the trajectory starts to change, the slant. Like if you were looking at this on a straight line, trying to, right? The slant. You know that slant is called attitude. In architecture, slant is attitude. Like the slant of the roof is the attitude of the roof. You understand that? Where are you leaning? What are you leaning towards? Are you leaning towards heaven, or are you leaning towards creating your own personal hell? Because what I want you to understand this morning is attitude is a matter of choice. You can choose to come early. You can choose to stay late. You hear me? You can choose to get there late. You can choose to leave early. But attitude's a matter of choice. And to make wise choices, we need educated attitudes. Emotions have to go to school so that they can tell where the values are. Emotions must go to school, is the way one of my mentors puts it. Emotions must go to school. That might be a good one for you to type out. Emotions need to go to school. Like, the little baby is 3 years old. And when a little baby has a problem, he just jumps on the floor and starts kicking and screaming. And we say, hey, that's okay. He's 3 years old. But it ain't okay when you're 30. Oh, he's 6 years old. Their way of dealing with problems with their friends is just ignore them. That's okay when you're 4. That ain't okay when you're 40. What I want you to think about is your attitude. Where are your values? When you're a little kid, somebody gets on your nerves, you punch them, you hit them. That's okay when you're a little kid. But as you get older, your attitude needs to be evolving. We learn we got to restrain ourselves in society if we want to stay free and out of jail. You hear what I'm saying? So now attitudes become a matter of educated choice. How we feel, though, the point I'm trying to make to you this morning is how we feel is going to greatly determine how things work out for us, how our life works out for us. Now, that's how you feel about a variety of things. And this is what we're here to talk about this morning. I'm going to give them to you. I want you to jot these down. If you're ready, somebody share this with a Facebook group, share this with one of your messenger groups, share this on your timeline. This is important because attitude is determining the trajectory of your life. And it's all determined by 4 things. You ready? Check it out. Here's number 1. It's how you feel about the past, millionaires. Now, when you're young, you don't have a lot to feel about, like your kids be having an attitude and you'd be like, oh, right? It was this old Will Smith song. We'd be like, you're only 16. You don't have a rep yet, right? Now, I'm sure you've had some ups and downs, as a little kid, but nothing like what you've experienced as a full-grown adult. Am I right? So part of our attitude is going to be based on how we feel about the past. A lot of people are still carrying the burdens of the past. Am I right? They're affected by some difficulties. They've decided to treat some losses as burdens instead of treating those losses as lessons, right? So part of it is solving the attitude problem about the past. Part of it is solving our attitude about the past, how you feel about it. A lot of times when you're in therapy, they're going to make you go back through these past experiences and reassess it from the other person's point of view. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. It is amazing how when you come out of self-absorption and you begin to feel empathy, you all of a sudden can make it through any conditions. Your conditions might be hellish on some level if you were to really focus on what's wrong. But the minute you start to think about somebody else, it's like your pain subsides. The minute you start to go somewhere, the minute you're not as self-absorbed. Write this down in the comments. All suffering comes from self-absorption. Yeah, your mama cussed you out, but your mama had you when she was 16, 17. Maybe your mama was like me and had you when she was 19. Listen, how were you at 19? Yeah, your mama cussed you out a little bit. Yeah, your mama And then don't be like me where you was the first child. I was the first child. My mama ain't know what the heck she was doing. And then her mama was a foster child. So where is she picking up this good parenting? Where is she picking up all the skills and the tactics and the strategies of being some super mom, that you see on Leave It to Beaver or freaking Martha Stewart? And last I checked, Martha Stewart went to prison. So how do you feel about the past? Number 2, it's how you feel about the future. Number 2 is how you feel about the future. Yeah. I hear you, Mimi. Mimi, like the first gets it worse. You better let them know. All suffering comes from self-absorption. All right. Number 1 was how we feel about the past. Number 2 is how we feel about the future. How we feel about the future. Can I get a witness? How we feel about the future. Facing the future is really important, y'all. Facing the future is really, really important. It's a key part of our life, the future. And there are 2 ways to face the future. On one hand, you have anticipation. That's one way to face the future. Anticipation. We're looking forward to it. We bound out of bed. I couldn't wait to get to the gym this morning. I'm living in anticipation. But there's another way, y'all. Apprehension, anxiety. Now, let me see it in the comments. If you're tuned in on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, if you're tuned in, let me see it in the comments. Do you think most people face life with anticipation or apprehension? Let me see it in the comments. Which one do you feel? Do you think most people face their life with anticipation or anxiety? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I'm going to tell you something real. Most people in this world, they're facing their future with apprehension. Yeah, Sophia. Yeah, Miss Oda. They're facing their future with apprehension. That's an absolute fact, Hakeem. It's apprehension. Why? Because they don't have their future design. They don't have their future design. If dealing with the past, that part of your attitude that deals with the past takes therapy, then dealing with this part of your attitude about the future, you got to set goals. You got to set goals. In the absence of having your own future well designed, you have a tendency to be persuaded by somebody else's vision of the future. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Man, it's easy to let your days get clouded by all of that. You're all of a sudden thrown off your square. So someday, somewhere along the line, you got to start settling for sure how you feel about the future. And how you feel about it is going to greatly determine what you do about it. You hear what I'm saying to you? Ain't nobody getting excited about training for some marathon that they don't even think they're going to win. Check this out. They're even less excited about training if they ain't even thinking about a marathon. But what I'm saying to you is then imagine a person that's in it and has nothing at all that they're thinking about. They're not even going to train. Millionaires, it's really difficult to get confident about the day if you don't have your future design. So here's one of the keys about feeling good about your future. Here's one of the keys to getting that other 25% of your attitude up. Millionaires, set goals. Write them down. Design your future. Where do you want to go, right? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? What do you want to share? Who do you want to be? What do you want to see? Even if it changes 12 months from now, who cares? I mean, what are the cities you want to visit? Who are the people that you want to meet? Your health goals, your investment goals. If you join the Kaizen Academy, we give you this whole wheel of life that gives you these different elements of your life that you want to kind of be looking at. We want to grow your awareness at all of these worthy goals. These are worthy goals. These are the kind of goals that are going to set you on fire inside. Many would say there are 2 types of goals, right? You got material goals that are dealing with things you want to have, the car, the home. But then there are achievement goals that are dealing with who you want to become. I want to be a writer. I want to be a mountain climber. I want to be somebody who works out 3 or 4 times a week. What I'm saying is start writing it, put it in a journal somewhere, and then let it change as time goes on. You're going to look at certain stuff and be like, this ain't even that important to me. Why did I think this was so important? It's because you're growing, right? But right now it's important to get as clear as you can about the goals you have, this version of yourself living in this place, in this moment in time, because at least you got a true north on your compass. You hear me? It's important as the day goes on that you feel this sense of well-being, like I'm setting my own sail in life. Here's another attitude. Here's number 3, how we feel about each other. How we feel about how we feel about each other, y'all. How we feel about each other. So if how we feel about the past means we need therapy, how we feel about the future means we need goals. How do we feel about each other? We need tolerance. We need tolerance. Tolerance is going to help your attitude, millionaires. It's not hard to be a cynic. It's not hard to be a cynic when it's time for us to ask you how you feel about society, how you feel about the community, how you feel about the country. It's very important that you recognize tolerance equals strength. Can somebody give me that? Can somebody give me that? Tolerance equals strength. It's important to understand if you want to do well, it takes all of us to help each of us. Huh? But how do you feel about the people around you? Cynicism greatly influences how your life works out. It don't take no talent to be a cynic. It don't take no skill to find the negative in every damn situation, to find the negative in every coworker. They walk away, you start murmuring about how they smell or how their breath stink or what's wrong with their shoes. They don't take no talent. They don't take no skill. Let me tell you what takes some skill. You observing something excellent you notice in them that they may not even notice in themselves. How do we feel about each other, y'all? We need each other's ideas. You're never going to be a rich hermit. I think I was talking about it yesterday. If you was the only person on the planet, you'd be the richest person on the planet. But check this out. You'd also be the most powerless. You'd be the richest and the poorest at the same time. Yeah, you got all the cars, but where you going to get gas, Craig? Who's going to bring the gas to the gas station? Who's going to sell you a Snickers bar? So you hating on them having a job, but you're going to need people. Sometimes you work in your home-based business and stuff. And you're like, all these people stupid. They need to be. But check this out. If everybody was rich, who's going to wash your rims on your car and make sure they get every spot? Who's going to cut your lawn? Who's going to make you a sandwich? You don't always feel like making a sandwich. Somebody needs that job. You hear what I'm saying to you? You can't succeed by yourself. We need each other's ideas. We need each other's collective ideas. Do you hear me? We need collective participation in the marketplace. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? We need each other, right? So how we feel about each other, that's super important. Now, here's the big one. Here's number 4, and we up out of here. How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? So if how you feel about the past means that I would suggest you look into therapy, that's everybody that can hear my voice. I don't care if you're watching me live or you're watching a replay. Please look into therapy. You see everybody starting to mention it in the rap songs, Drake, Kendrick Lamar. I think that's because they be tuning in. Good morning, millionaire. No, I'm just playing. But my point is, look into therapy. That's how you deal with how you feel about the past. How you feel about the future, set some goals, right? How you feel about each other, grow your tolerance level. When you want to get offended, instead show them love. Here's a good phrase to write down. When a person deserves love the least is when they need it the most. Work on your tolerance. And then the 4th one is how you feel about yourself. Self-esteem, millionaires. Understanding your own value. Millionaires, if it starts to unfold for you, you mess around and tune in and Good Morning Millionaire too many times, I'm going to mess around and have you believing in yourself. Nobody ever taught you there were 6 faculties of the mind, right? Will, intuition, perception, reason, imagination, and memory. Nobody taught you that. But as you begin to discover this stuff, as you begin to let your true potential unfold in front of you, as you begin to realize all you need is some instruction. You got the brains, you got the talent, you got the faculties of your mind. All you need is some coaching. All you need is some help. All you need is some advice. You hear me? All you need is some experience. If you headed down the wrong road, hopefully somebody comes along and says, hey, down there, the bridge is out. And you're like, whoa, thank you. I was headed down there. Man, I'm glad somebody came along. That's why I don't understand why more of us don't read books. My God, get on Audible at least. Get on YouTube at least. Check out a book or 2. What I'm trying to say to you is that the more information you get in your head, how dare us have 30 years of somebody's experience in a book we can read in a week. And we'd be like, nah, I'm going to check out this Netflix. That's ridiculous, y'all. So learning from other people's experience, picking up all that we can so we can feel good about ourselves is begun to change how we feel about ourselves. What I'm saying is self-esteem comes from discipline. Self-esteem comes from engaging in the disciplines that lead to value. Somebody type that in the comments, matter of fact. Self-esteem comes from discipline. millionaires, if feeling good about the past comes from therapy, feeling good about the future comes from goals, feeling good about each other comes from tolerance, feeling good about yourself comes from self-discipline. Is this helpful, y'all? All freedom comes from discipline. If you want financial freedom, guess what you got to be doing? You got to be disciplined with the money that comes in. If you want the freedom of mobility as you begin to grow older, guess what you got to do? You got to be disciplined and make sure that you are keeping your body moving when you're younger. You get what I'm saying? Self-esteem comes from discipline. All freedom comes from discipline. And if you keep letting yourself off the hook or just whole humming and letting it all slide, you're not going to feel good about yourself, y'all. You ain't going to feel good about yourself. You know, they call it the ant philosophy. You know, you got to gather all you can while you can, baby. You know what I mean? You got to make hay while the sun is shining. You feel me? You got to do all you possibly can, you know, and that's going to be enough. Yeah, and habits, Neff, and habits. You know, the reason why I love that you know people like you are here every morning, Neff, is because we want to adopt more of the habits that make success inevitable instead of letting naturally the habits occur that make failure inevitable. The reason that you look back through history, there have been billions and billions of people on the planet, and all the innovation we see has just come from a couple thousand people out of billions, y'all. Right now, I think there's probably like close to 8 billion people on the planet. Billions of people have been alive since we've been recording history. And you mean to tell me all the innovation, light bulb, radio, internet, automobile, airplane, right? HVAC, all of this is just a couple hundred people, maybe a couple thousand people? What is going on? Most people are losers. What do I mean by that? I don't mean that they're a bad person. I mean that they're making bad choices. What I mean by that is there's a word for people that expect to lose. They call them losers. And there's a word for people that expect to win. There's a word for people that expect to win. We call them winners. But what is expectation? It's attitude. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has been helpful, y'all. You know, now we're going to go work on our attitude. You hear me? We're going to go work on our attitude. It's affirmation time. You know, what I suggest is everybody who's in the Kaizen Academy, go take that course on habits. Go take that course on habits. This is a good quote for you to write down. The chains of habit are often too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. Warren Buffett said that. That's a Warren Buffett quote. The chains of habit are often too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. Oh, snap. I swear Warren Buffett should have been a spoken word artist. All right, y'all. Anything that I forgot, leave it in the comments. It's affirmation time. Let's get it. Repeat after me. I am so happy and grateful that I keep accomplishing more of my goals every day. I am so happy and grateful that money comes to me